Hey, hey, folks, how you doing? Stu Myrick, Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, on the Horn here in Austin, Texas, the home of the Texas Longhorns and Matthew McConaughey and all sorts of fun stuff. Hope you're having a good week. It has been, you know, at least the beginning has been a pretty okay week. Got to see another manned space trip lift off. Was that Sunday night? I believe. No, it was yesterday. Yesterday evening, as the Crew Dragon, SpaceX and NASA sending astronauts uh, to the International Space Station. They got there. Of course, he's going to be there like at 7:47, like a plane. Justin Simmons saying he's running long. So, anyway, I gotta switch this. You can't do that. There we go. Let's see. Anyway, but yeah, sending 4 astronauts, 3 NASA and 1 from Japan. They are on the space station now. The first day of their first, I guess, full day of their 6-month stay there. So, 6 months in space. Wonder what that'll be like. What that does to a body, being in low gravity for that long a time. I know they've had people up there like, close to a year. But, let's see what else is going on. We will preview Survivor Series tonight. We will make our picks. I got to be honest. Even with Drew McIntyre regaining the WWE Championship last night on Raw, so it's him versus Roman, I still have to admit this year's Survivor Series, I'm not that excited. It's kind of like because there's nothing at stake. So a brand gets bragging rights. They forget it about 3 weeks after. It's kind of like, who cares? The champion versus champion matches could be intriguing. The 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches, I hate to say it because, that's what the whole event was originally centered around. But now, doing the Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, and it's just, and it's the same. Nobody likes anybody, at least on Team Raw, for both men and women. Nobody likes each other. We've already had a change. Now, allegedly, that's because Mandy Rose was legit injured. But still, SmackDown, they still have to fill out their teams. They've got a spot. They've got 1 spot left on the men's team and 2 spots left on the women's team. So, I don't know. It's like I said, it's just, I don't know, just not the best build to this Survivor Series. There's nothing to it, really. Get a swig of iced tea. So we'll see. I think what most everybody will be interested in is the final farewell to The Undertaker. We've heard rumors about who's going to be there. I think right now the rumored guest list is going to include Godfather, Kane, Savio Vega, and I think Kurt Angle. That's the rumor. And this is not coming from WWE. This is coming from various of our friends, Wrestling Inc. and Wrestling Observer, PW Torch, those guys. So, that'll be fun. By the way, I thought we were going to do the whole show tonight. It turned out I got contacted. Well, I was initially contacted on, I think it was Thursday of last week, about this availability, and I sent in put my hat in, and sure enough. So tomorrow morning at 9:50 a.m. Central, 10:50 a.m. Eastern, I am scheduled to interview Michelle McCool. Not only two-time Divas champion, two-time WWE Women's Champion, the first Divas Champion, also the wife of The Undertaker, and fellow Austinite, by the way. So that'll be fun tomorrow morning. So that'll probably be in our middle segment, gauging on how much time I have with her. So, but that'll be a fun one. That'll be a fun one. I got to find out about her passing skills. Cowboys may need another quarterback. Who knows? Hopefully you saw Talk'N Shop A Mania 2. By the way, congratulations to whoever, I can't remember the Twitter handle, but congratulations to the, I believe it was a young lady that won the Fight TV streaming code. Hope you enjoyed Talk'N Shop A Mania 2. I know I did. It was every bit the worse than the first. It was, there was some stuff in there that it was hilarious. Here we go. It's at I am Twans, TWANS. Let's see. Miss Twans, TWANS. Somewhere in the multiverse she is from. Anyway, she won. She won the code, so congratulations to her. And thanks to everybody that entered the drawing. Hopefully, somehow, you were able to witness the sequel to the worst pay-per-view ever. It had everything. And I left my notes way over there. I'll have to get them when Justin gets here. But it had everything. We had Chris Jericho as Clint Bobsky, redoing his role from Southpaw Regional Wrestling, just as Sex Ferguson, Chad Too Bad. We had, of course, Sammy Callahan, Madman Fulton, Teddy Long. Our friend Teddy Long was there again. Had several cameos. Mark Jindrak was there because they did a spoof on Evolution. They also did a spoof on the Retribution Kids, Retribution. And it was, I dare say, they were better booked than the Retribution Kids. So anyway, it was a hoot. It was fantastic. Good stuff from Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson and Rocky Romero, and and again, huge thanks to them for chatting with me last week. I think they are becoming one of my favorite groups to talk to. It's because, like me, they don't take this stuff too seriously. It's supposed to be fun. That's something I noticed a lot, is that there are a lot of fans that, at least online, and yes, we know social media, as useful as it can be, it can also be an absolute cesspool. But some fans just, and I don't know, they just think that this stuff is life and death, and there shouldn't be anything funny about it, or not even anything. It should be all dark and serious. And I get there are those. It's kind of like what we had in the '90s with the goth kids. I see young people that talk about black. They have a black heart. You don't have a black heart. You just too lazy. But yeah, I don't get that, and I don't get going through life like that. Now, and I will freely admit there are times I may go a little too far the other side, but there just hasn't been a whole lot that really, makes me think I should be on edge, or oh no, serious, whatever. It's like, come on, we're supposed to enjoy it. It's just that's what it is. So, let's see what else we got. Independent wrestling, from what I could find, and I apologize because there's I go by what I see on my Facebook feed, and I follow most of the independent wrestling promotions. But what I can find on social media, that's what I usually talk about. I've asked promoters, said, "Hey, I'll be happy to promote. I'll be happy to plug your show, but I got to know about it." But in this one, there's I could only find one, and it's only, and the reason I knew to look for it's because Texoma Pro, and they have a set deal. It's third Friday of every month, so. They've got an event coming up this Friday in Sherman at the Elks Lodge. Let's see. We did have a couple title changes. So Impact Wrestling had their Turning Point special that was on Impact Plus. 2 title changes, but the Good Brothers defeating the North. So the Good Brothers, on top of putting on the 2 worst pay-per-views ever, have now added the Impact Tag Team titles to their long and illustrious resume. Also, Deonna Purrazzo found a way to defeat Su Yung, so she is now the Knockouts champion again. Oh, yeah, and tonight on Impact is the final match for the Rascals. Trey Miguel and Zach Wentz and Desmond Xavier. Their contracts are up with Impact. It has been speculated that they have standing offers from WWE. We'll see if that's where they end up and what happens to them. Whatever happens to them, we wish them the best. We've had the opportunity to interact with all 3 of them. In whether they were here for Wrestle Circus or another promotion, or going to Impact events, they're always they're just 3 great guys, and we want the best for them. We want them to succeed. So congratulations to them on a successful run in Impact, and looking forward to see more success wherever they end up, whether it be WWE, AEW, or somewhere else. So, like I said, there's not a whole lot this week. I think AEW tomorrow, they're going to do the contract signing. Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW title. That's going to be on December 2nd on Dynamite. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Oh, did you see the pictures on Instagram? Becky Lynch, who, of course, we haven't heard from in a while because she's off being pregnant. Well, Becky Lynch posted pictures. Apparently, she and Seth Rollins had a little photog session. I think she's close to, close to giving birth. Anyway, had some pictures taken, and she posted them on Instagram. She looks absolutely radiant and beautiful. It's still a little funny seeing her and Seth Rollins together. But it's, she looks great. She looks awesome. And so whenever that happens, that was April. This is November. So it's been at least 7.5 months. And of course, we don't know when she was actually, she actually became pregnant. So yeah, I should be getting close to time for delivery. Whether that's next month or January, we'll see. But some great pictures. Check those out. I think it's Becky Lynch WWE. Just search Instagram Becky Lynch, and you'll find them. But yeah, some really nice pictures. You forget. I mean, it's kind of funny too because she's not going to be back. It'd be absolute shocking if she's back by WrestleMania. Because you're talking, giving birth. She's going to want to stay home for a little while with the kids, with her child. I say kids, she only had one, I think. I haven't heard anything to say she's having twins. But anyway, so if we see her back in WWE, I doubt it'll be any time before, say, early summer next year. So, speaking of next year, good Lord, it's mid-November. Middle of November. I just floors me. In fact, I've been seeing pictures of people putting up their Christmas trees. Now, again, you got some of these people that pretend they have black hearts, whatever, that just, grimace whenever somebody does something Christmassy a little early. I'm all for it. I'm tempted to pull mine out. I've got a couple of ideas for an extra decoration here at the headquarters. But yeah, it won't be long. Actually, I do my usual routine is I bring out the tree the weekend before Thanksgiving. So probably this coming Sunday night while we're watching Survivor Series, the tree will make its appearance. I'll start shaping it. And Justin Simmons walks in. But yeah, that'll be then. And then I think Monday night on Raw, I start putting the lights on it. And then later in the week, I'll start decorating. Hi, Justin. What'd you get? What's the drink?
It's just the HEB sparkling water.
Ooh.
So who booked this?
Who booked what?
This show. Who booked this show? Please tell me you booked this show and it wasn't the guys that booked Talk'N Shop A Mania too. That's all I'm saying. You were talking about Christmas, weren't you?
I was talking about Christmas because I was seeing some Christmas trees in pictures, and
But it doesn't mean that you have to.
Well, nobody ever has to, but
it's not
I
even
want to.
Thanksgiving yet.
That's okay.
No, you need self-control.
It's 2020.
Yes.
We need as much merriment as possible. Now, usually I do, and I was just explaining, I usually bring the tree out Sunday, Monday before Thanksgiving, start shaping it, because I have an artificial tree. So I start shaping it, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, I start putting lights on it, and then I guess this year will be on Thanksgiving because I won't be at AT&T Stadium for the Cowboys. So I'll start putting ornaments on it on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Not covering the game this year.
Yeah, this.
But you figure that you'd be somewhere to cover a Lake Travis game.
That's not until Friday.
So you're going to spend the day off beforehand?
So, yeah, Thanksgiving I have off. The following day is the Battle of the Lakes, Lake Travis Westlake.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
So, it'll be you and I'm used to doing Cowboys on Thanksgiving and then a playoff game on that Friday. But
that's true. That's a lot of driving.
You ain't kidding.
Because I'm exhausted now.
Yeah. But because the season won't be over until December 4th, it's just the final game of the regular season. Likely for the 26-6A crown. So,
which is so sad.
Yeah. Well, that's just the way it is. So, how you been? How was your call? You had a game to call on ESPN3.
Mm-hmm. It went all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, SFA still won. I mean, he played
a
good D2 team, but still,
hey,
it was at least a fun game to watch.
It's good.
Oh, you know what? Here's the Central Texas tie-in.
Okay.
Former Cedar Park quarterback Max Sexton was the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh State.
Oh, nice.
Yes, he's the one that led him to the state title back in 2015.
2015, yes, that would have been at NRG Stadium.
Yes, but that team was just dominant on defense.
Yeah. Oh, it was
but
nuts.
I mean, as a sophomore though, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And he was a sophomore now in college, so
yeah, that was a great team.
Yeah.
That was also the day that Katie beat up Charlie Brewer.
Yeah, it was
in the 6A.
That Katy team was unreal, but now it's all North Shore now.
Now it's all North Shore.
North Shore is just amazing.
They are.
But what was I going to say about that trip? Oh, man, the only thing about the trip is that it's just 2-lane highway and long.
What do you mean?
It takes 4 hours to get from not even it would take longer for you probably.
To get where?
To Nacogdoches.
It
might take you 20 more minutes. It depends on if you take the toll road, I guess. Because you have to go through either.
I'd go up 79 to Henderson and then turn on to 259 and go to Nac. Although you could skip that and just jert around.
Well, I have to go through Taylor.
Yeah, that's 79.
Okay, because I'm that's the closest one.
Because that's the route I take to go to East Texas. So when I get up there, I go through Henderson, and then there's a turnoff, and I think it's 259 that you turn on to in Henderson, and it takes you through Nacogdoches.
My thing is just how did you guys used to find? How did you guys? I know, but how did you guys used to find things without navigation? I mean, I lived in the day where I had to use maps and directions, and that was a pain. But I can't imagine even years prior to that.
Well, we had maps.
Yes.
You always got the highway maps for free from TxDOT and stuff.
I'm just all there's nothing out there, so I can't imagine where you would ask for directions and stuff on some of those highways where they split into two, and it's oh, you keep on going straight, you're going to be going the wrong direction for 50 miles.
Yeah. Well, that's where road signs and prior planning and all that good stuff comes into play. But I mean, not to mention map reading is a skill that I learned in the Boy Scouts and in the Army. So, it's not like I didn't know how to read a map.
Yeah, but I mean, in a car, unless you have a compass, how are you supposed to determine north, south, east, and west?
Well,
unless you just happen to know which way you're headed.
Well, and I think that's part of it,
That's all I'm saying. It's without that, it's very difficult.
Again, highway signs help.
Yeah.
You make sure, as long as you pay attention to highway signs.
I mean, I've been lost across this great state before GPS. I recall, but I'm just saying that in East Texas, when everything is 2-lane highway and there's small towns and there's splits where there's nothing around to show you that there's a split, I can't imagine how you would have done it prior to GPS. You would just have to have known.
Yeah. Yeah. That's part of it. Luckily, I'm from East Texas, so I did know. So. I was just telling the folks that we'll do Survivor Series preview picks tonight. The middle segment will likely be, assuming everything goes well, my interview with Michelle McCool.
Are you nervous?
No, not really.
This is the Undertaker's wife.
Right.
This is the 2-time? 3-time?
2-time Divas champion, 2-time women's champion.
There you go. Okay.
And she was the first Divas champion.
Oh, yeah.
So, it'll be a fun one. You know, the fact that she and The Undertaker both live here in Austin, you know, there's a little something I can go to that nobody else can.
Yeah,
especially with the story about Undertaker being attracted to her because she could throw a football.
No, I did not know about that, actually.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I was like, I'm interested. Like, what she would.
Well, and there's that's a question for everybody that watches this. Tweet at us at SGTWATX.
Yeah, we want your questions.
If you have a question that you would like me to ask Michelle McCool tomorrow morning, let me know. If it's a good question, I'll ask her.
You should ask her what she eats for breakfast.
What she eats for breakfast. I can ask her what her favorite breakfast taco is, because in Austin, you know, everybody has their favorite breakfast taco.
But what about if she's vegan?
You can still do a breakfast taco.
I suppose. I guess it would depend if you're like...
May not be as fun.
Exactly.
What's your favorite breakfast taco?
Well, where am I?
Well, let's just say here in Austin.
In Austin? Like a place, or like just what I could put on it?
What do you put on it? Well, I mean, is it a certain place, or does it matter? Do you put the same stuff on it no matter where you get it from?
I mean, my go-to is usually just potato and egg. Papa con huevos. But it's all like, I will add like other things to it if I'm feeling like I want to.
Right.
Like I like onion and I forget how you would say it, but like ranchero style, like eggs is fine. You know, it's like pico de gallo.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But normally, because I just don't know how good it will be at other places.
Well, yeah. What's your go-to place?
For a breakfast taco.
I promise we'll get to wrestling here in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you live in Austin, I mean, it's a bit of a trek. And it might be hard to find, but there's 2 of them. But I go to the Noños, and that's how you say it, because it has 2 N's. So it's Noños.
Uh-huh.
And it's like next to a convenience store. I think it's off of Peyton Gin Road. But man, it's definitely worth the drive.
That's still North Austin.
Yeah, but it can be man, it can be a little tough.
Right.
Just saying the area could be a little tough, but if you're willing to make that trek, it's definitely worth it. And it's nice to keep the money in like a small local business, especially during these times of the pandemic.
Very true. Support local business.
You will be rewarded with handmade corn or flour tortillas, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
And that's important on a taco.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. My standard is chorizo, potatoes, eggs, and cheese. Throw on a little salsa or a little pico de gallo. As far as where, I've done One in a Million, of course. I've done Amaya's. I've done Harding Corona up here off of Anderson Mill 183.
I like how you said Harding. Most people say Jardine.
I know, it's Harding Corona.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying.
Well, I've been going to that place for years, even when it was on Pond Springs. Place that I kind of missed, I used to work near. It's called Ken Subs and Tacos. It was just a stand-up place. It was on it's on Cameron. Well, I guess right before Cameron becomes Dessau, so just north of Runberg. There's a 7-Eleven there, and then right next to it is Ken's. And they would do these breakfast tacos that I swear to God are as big around as this cup.
Damn.
I mean, and it was like $2-3.
It's a good deal.
And they were fantastic. So,
but see, I don't know about you, but I'm picky with like my pico de gallo because I went to this burger place that shall remain nameless in Nacogdoches. Because I mean, I didn't want to hate on him that hard, but the burger that I got, the pico de gallo, was like one of the selling points on it. And when I bit into it, I mean, this thing had bacon on it. It had avocado on it. It sounded promising.
Yeah.
And the burger was all right, but the pico de gallo didn't taste like pico de gallo. And I don't have COVID, So I was just kind of like, wow, it just tastes like tomato and onion, and it didn't have that.
So they forgot the citrus and the.
Yeah, it didn't have the little the. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be hot and spicy. Like it doesn't have to have all that jalapeno in it. But I'm just saying, like it just need that little extra.
We've had the cooking crew that I'm with in Boy Scouts, when we cook out at camp, we will make our own pico.
Yeah.
And it's a recipe we got from a gentleman that was a scoutmaster for a troop in San Antonio, been there for like
eons.
Oh God, 30 years at least.
Eons.
And it's very simple. Now we don't spice it up because again we're serving to both kids and adults, so we don't want burned mouths. But we will hand chop everything. We'll throw in both lime juice and orange juice.
Yeah, that's nice. Interesting take.
And then the key is to let it sit.
Oh,
so once you put it all together, it's got to sit for
the longer the better.
Yeah, I mean, usually ours. We'll do it like that Friday evening, and it'll stay in the fridge until we wake up Saturday morning.
Dang, that would be really good. Because like the one at Whataburger, the pico is good. I like it. It has enough flavor for me and maybe a little bit of zest. But I was like, that's what I was expecting on this burger. Right. At least that or better. And I just didn't get it.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a shame. All right, well let's do this thing, and we'll start off again, like I said, with. Survivor Series.
Do you want to have something, I guess, to fill in just in case it doesn't go through?
We may do that.
Or at least something long.
We'll try something. Yeah, we'll come up with something.
Okay.
But let's get going here.
This is your WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. What's up, man?
Good to see you, man. Putting up the miles on the vehicle this past weekend.
I know you were doing the game north.
We were just talking about that.
Stephen
and
Boston. Yeah,
yeah, like how treacherous the drive can be to get there and back. Yeah. But once you get, when you get to those college towns, it's cool. It's just the drive there, man.
Love
it's an adventure.
Nacogdoches is a great town. So, we got Survivor Series coming up.
Are we excited yet about Survivor Series? Isn't that the main question?
That is the primary question. I will say, now, it helped a little bit. You heard our opener. Drew McIntyre, once again, for the second time, is WWE Champion, beat Randy Orton on Raw. And we saw the interaction between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns Friday night on SmackDown. So that gives me a little bit. The champion versus champion matches are intriguing. The rest of it, no.
But I think I'm already more excited for like the possibilities for Drew McIntyre after Survivor Series, because the way that him and Sheamus interacted beforehand kind of makes me think that's like the next.
Yeah, of course, that's got to be the next deal.
But I'm okay with these two bruising guys, especially with Sheamus kind of like his edging out of his career right now, and those two competing at some point.
Yeah,
and all across the pond affair, huh?
It is. It would be when we see those two get together. It would be. You think he's close to the end of his career, Sheamus?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Because of the injuries and such?
Just being over time. I mean, he's already been the WWE champion multiple times.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's really in the cards for him to have another run this late in his career. I mean, I think that's why he was primarily in a tag team, was kind of to try to lighten the load for him.
Maybe right.
And give him a chance to celebrate his celebrity. And I know he's a big deal in his home country. So, let him enjoy. Yeah. I mean, we all have to take that John Cena route eventually, right?
This is true. Yeah, I'll be honest. The build to this year's Survivor Series has not been the most electrifying, pun intended.
I was going to say,
In fact, I think I saw, was it 24 years ago today? As we record this on Tuesday night, the 17th of November, I think it was 24 years ago that Rocky Maivia made his debut at the 94 Survivor Series.
Yeah, I know it was at the Survivor
96.
Series. That's that for sure.
Good Lord.
Smiling babyface.
Yeah. Then again, I saw something, and I'll credit the Horns and all of Austin Sports Talk Radio's honorary producer, Chris Bennett, on Twitter. This was also the night. This was also the night several years back when Rick Rude was on Nitro and Raw at the same time.
Oh, that's right.
Because Raw was taped. His contract had lapsed. He moved to WCW.
Yep.
So the night that he was showing up on Raw as the
muscle
manager, muscle, whatever for D-Generation X, he showed up on Nitro as the newest member of the NWO.
Yeah, I was going to say one of those days that lives in wrestling infamy.
Yes.
Part of those Monday Night Wars where everybody was having a good time.
Yes.
I thought you were going to talk about...
Long before social media.
True. Talking about social media, I thought you were going to refer to Brad Kellner getting his burner account up.
Which one? That's my question.
He hasn't been able to get his original one back.
He's still in Twitter jail. Brad Kellner, part of the Triple Option, 3 to 7 p.m. weekdays.
Before you jump into the card, can we admit, though, that the tag team match last night was actually really good?
Oh, it was. It was fantastic.
It was, really good. New Day versus Hurt Business.
And I'm glad they went with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. I was like, it was a great pairing.
Those two matched up well with Kofi and Xavier. It was a fantastic match. Back and forth. I'll be honest, I had no clue. There was one of the few times that you really didn't know who was going to win with WWE.
And that's fun because it doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen very often anymore. But this one, it was great.
Yeah, everything just clicked. It was actually a pretty decent show for the most part.
It was, yeah.
Strong. It's been a much stronger show than what we have witnessed in the past few weeks.
Yeah, it has been. So let's make some picks. And I, by the way, thanks to our friends at Bet Online, we have odds too. So when we talk about matches, I'll give you the odds. Let's start with the United States champion for Monday Night Raw, Bobby Lashley, taking on SmackDown's Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. Right now, that match, Bobby Lashley is the favorite at 4-13. Sami Zayn, you get 11-5 odds.
But I was going to ask you, is that why you're wearing the Genetico shirt today?
No, that was just the random grab at 7 something this morning.
Well, I'm thinking I want Sami Zayn to win.
I do too.
I find him the more interesting character. He needs to have a nice long run. I like his shtick that he has going on right now.
Right now, let's also remember these are titles are not on the line.
Yeah, but winning does matter. As much as they like to say that it doesn't matter, it matters. You want them looking strong, and it's that's the one thing that kind of disappoints me about Survivor Series is man,
there's nothing at stake.
Exactly. You just want to say that everything's going to be a draw in some roundabout way. There'll be no clean finishes. It'll be like Talk'N Shop A Mania. Well, at least no, that one had clean finishes. Never mind.
Yeah, but,
kind of.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. I think it would be interesting if Sami Zayn found a way to win, but I'm going Lashley.
But do you think it's the numbers that's going to prevail for him to win?
You mean Lashley?
Yeah, the Hurt Business is going to pretty much interfere in that whole matchup. Does Zayn not have any backup?
Zayn does not have backup. Will there be Hurt Business interference? I'll say it's minimal. There might be a tug on the leg or something, but it won't be anything.
No chair shots or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Speaking of that tag team match, so the winners of that the New Day, who are still the Raw Tag Team Champions, will take on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. That match, it's a pick'em. 5-6 odds either way.
I have New Day, And the reason I have the New Day is because I think they're going to go teachers versus student type deal, because the New Day will eventually fade away while the Street Profits are going to be looking to take over that spot. Like, we still need the person to take over the Rey Mysterio spot. It might just be Rey Mysterio's son now at this point. But I think this is what they're trying to get ready for, because realistically, Kofi has what? 2-3 more years?
True.
And the Street Profits need to be positioned to kind of take over the mantle. You need to keep the merch flowing.
Well,
how many Red Solo Cups can you sell?
That's why I'm thinking Street Profits.
Oh, you think they're going to give them the win right now?
Yeah.
I think they're going to make them earn it a little bit.
They may. Raw Women's Champion Asuka taking on SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks. Right now, Sasha Banks is favored 5-8 odds. Asuka is getting 6-5 odds.
I want to say Sasha because she's in The Mandalorian, and they kind of want to do the WWE thing.
That was the whole reason I'm picking Sasha.
But I figured they might do it storyline-wise just to try to keep her a little bit strong, since she hasn't ever had a really good run with the title, even though this is a non-title matchup.
Right, but there's also the, Sasha beat Asuka at, was it SummerSlam? Does Asuka get her win back?
See, and that's just it. I feel like she's been the MVP of 2020 for WWE. If not the whole company, at least the women's division, because she's picked up the slack where, I'm not saying like it's a bad thing, but like Becky Lynch, going to go off and be a mom. Charlotte took time off, and Asuka's been the pandemic, probably one of the most entertaining wrestlers on the roster. So I do feel that she deserves to have a win here just to keep her strong going into WrestleMania season, because when you really think about it, the Rumble's 2 months away?
I'm going to go Asuka on this one.
I'm going to go Banks.
You'll go Banks?
But I really feel that Asuka should win.
Okay. And then the two top champions. WWE Champion Drew McIntyre from Raw, Universal Champion Roman Reigns from SmackDown. It's got to be Reigns.
I think one of the Usos may cost him.
That's what I'm thinking.
So I'm thinking it's all like a push. It's a draw. It's a DQ. So
I think Reigns will win with the help.
Oh, with the help?
Yeah.
See, I mean, it's not going to be a clean win regardless. Yeah. I can see that.
So you going to go Reigns or you?
No, I'm going to go McIntyre.
McIntyre?
I think
we love you, Drew. By the way, you're still our friend.
I think one of the Usos might.
I'll cheer if you win.
Turn on Reigns, and he's going to have to get his brother in line.
Nah, that's too early for that.
You never know.
It's too early.
WrestleMania is only 2 months around the corner. That's the start of the Royal Rumble season.
Royal Rumble's 2 months away.
That's the road to WrestleMania.
WrestleMania is 4 months.
I know that's,
or maybe even longer if you believe the rumors that are going around.
Yeah, but the Royal Rumble signifies the start to that.
True. All right. Now the two matches that probably mean the least and probably had the worst build. Let's start with the women's Survivor Series match. So Monday night on Raw, you had Jackson Baszler taking on Jax Baszler and Lana taking on Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, and Asuka. And in the match, Baszler injures, quote unquote, Mandy Rose. Now, allegedly, there was a legit shoulder injury. Mm-hmm. And then we saw backstage, Mia Yim, Reckoning.
There you go.
attacks Dana Brooke. So Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke are off the Survivor Series team. In their place, Peyton Royce and
whoever just called you.
And whoever just called me. Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans? Where have these two been? Where's Lacey Evans been? Remember she had that huge push?
Yeah.
And then she just...
women's match. By the way, SmackDown's team, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and 2 spots TBD.
So Naomi and... Is Natalya on SmackDown now?
No, Natalya is on Raw.
Oh.
I think. I don't remember. I will tell you now, for the women's match, Team SmackDown has the edge, 5-9 odds. Team Raw 7-5.
I take Team Raw.
Okay, sure.
You're gonna stop Nia Jax.
I'll go SmackDown just for the hell of it.
You can't stop Nia Jax. That's all I'm saying. She's not like most girls.
And then the men's match, Team Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle to take on Team SmackDown, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and one more to be determined. Here's my problem with both of these. They have the Team Raw side, at least, they have booked both these things identical.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody on either Team Raw likes each other. And they're all bickering. And they're all, whatever.
No, but it makes me laugh.
It's
because AJ Styles is doing some of his best work right now.
It is now. The men's side, it's pretty funny. I'll give him that.
He's like, "Come on, guys, let's get it together." It was like he was trying to cheer him on. It was so funny. But yes, the build has been horrible because it should mean something. Like the winning team should get something.
And that's the problem with this whole thing is there again, no stakes. There's nothing at stake. You don't have, say, a Survivor gets a title shot somewhere down the line, or even a storyline money bonus. That used to be a thing way back in the day.
Yeah.
But you don't have that now.
Or maybe they get to run the WWE Twitter. I don't know, but something of some effect.
Did you see the Retribution kids took over the WWE Twitter?
I did see that. That was actually funny.
It was kind of funny. The other thing was, so Mace Dio Madden put up a tweet under his Mace thing about, I think this was like the usual fan reaction to Retribution, put up 4 pictures. So T-Bar, I don't know if the tweet's still up there, T-Bar, a.k.a. Donovan Dijak, he responds to it with 4 more pictures. One of them was the AEW logo.
Oh, wow.
So you have a WWE contracted wrestler tweeting out the All Elite Wrestling logo as part of a, I don't know. It was that. It was logos of various podcasts. Why they skipped ours, damn you, Donovan.
For real. We talk about you all the time.
It was another picture or something, and then Brian Alvarez from Wrestling Observer from back in his wrestling days. It was just random.
But you know what? I'll take that, though. It's okay because we've always wanted them to acknowledge other companies exist, and they did a terrific job for years acknowledging that happened.
I know. Well, it wasn't a company acknowledging it. This was, I have a feeling T-Bar was just being, I don't know.
It works for me, though. I mean, at least it was something different.
Yeah, but it was silly. I'm picking Team Raw for the men's match.
Well, Team Raw should win. So I guess the women's SmackDown should probably win. But either way, Team Raw is going to win.
Which is why I picked SmackDown. See, I've done this, so it'll be 3-3.
Yeah, I know, so it's even.
You're going to go Raw on men's as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
That's the one pick we agree on.
I mean, SmackDown.
Like it matters, like I said.
I know.
There's nothing to stake this to.
Now, can I say I bet you Retribution shows up and just clears house finally, and maybe they can kind of right the wrongs from the beginning and kind of save this thing?
You can say it. I don't know if that happens. But
sure. I'm not saying, but I mean, wouldn't that be impressive though? They actually came out and just like obliterated everyone.
See, that's the thing.
Because these are superstars.
I have a feeling, and again, this is me. This is just my opinion. They're too far. They're too far damaged. I can't take. I don't care what Mustafa or whatever he wants his name pronounced. I don't care what Ali says. I don't care whatever promo he cuts, and he does cut some great promos. But it's. I'm sorry, I can't take him seriously. Just like I can't take the Fiend seriously.
I like the Fiend.
I don't dislike him as much as I used to. The thing with him and Alexa is mildly interesting.
Yeah, it's like slight Undertaker, slight Joker, and Harley Quinn thing. It works.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. I think the biggest thing that everybody's looking forward to on Sunday, you just mentioned it, the final farewell of The Undertaker.
Oh, I mean, they did have those pictures on the WWE Twitter where everybody was dressed as The Undertaker.
Jeff
Nakamura
Hardy
looked really good.
Nakamura looked good. Jeff Hardy looked fantastic. Granted, Jeff Hardy's from that era anyway, so
yeah,
he's the oldest one. Sasha Banks doing Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really cool tribute.
It was.
That was really interesting way to approach it.
There have been several rumors about who will be at Survivor Series, and these are not from WWE. This is from whether it's our friends at Wrestling Inc. or 411 Wrestling or whatever. I've seen Savio Vega, who, by the way, is contracted to Major League Wrestling.
I was like, I thought he's MLW.
Yeah, he is. He's the Caribbean or the IWA Caribbean champion, but he's feuding with Richard Holiday on MLW about that title. So Savio Vega is allegedly could be there. The Godfather could be there. Kane, of course, that makes total sense.
I saw reports on Kurt Angle.
I saw that one. Saw that as well. Kurt Angle could be there. Apparently there was some report about Kurt Angle showing up at Bound for Glory for Impact Wrestling. I assume it had something to do with Ken Shamrock's Hall of Fame induction. I don't know.
Either way, I mean, he's not under contract to either company, right?
Well, at that time, I think he still was.
Was he? I thought they released him under.
I don't know. Or maybe they reached out. When they reached out to him, he was still under contract, and I don't know. Anyway, that'll be the biggest thing. Who would you like to see show up to pay tribute to the dead man?
The $1 Million Man.
That would make total sense.
It would make storyline sense.
He introduced him at that very event 30 years ago.
Exactly, but when I just like Ted DiBiase, I just don't think he gets enough credit for like how good he was. Like I've been watching a lot of old like WWF wrestling recently, but I'm like, yo, this guy was excellent, and the only reason why he never got the title belt is because he was such a good heel that like
he didn't need it.
And it was just like, this guy was asked to go 40-something minutes in the Rumble. He started off at number 2. I mean, he was just a great performer. He just doesn't get enough. I just don't think he gets his due.
No, he does not. I think it's I go back further. I go back to his Mid-South days.
Yeah.
The
loaded glove.
The loaded glove. The coal miner's glove. I remember talking to Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and he joked about how many coal miner glove matches that he did with DiBiase there. The one that will stick out in my mind forever is the match against Ric Flair for the NWA title after Dick Murdoch had posted him, and DiBiase comes out with his head bandaged, and the blood soaking through. Jim Ross and I had that conversation about that match, because he was
calling it.
Yeah. And it was just that match just stands out in my mind. It always has. And this was 85, I think. So
yeah, you remember the good matches.
Yeah, and he had a bunch of them.
Yeah,
he had a bunch of them. Anyway, that's WWE Survivor Series. It is this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, on the WWE Network. It will be in the Thunderdome. We have not heard about a pre-show. I assume there will be a pre-show. Have not heard whether there'll be a pre-show match or not. Maybe that will involve NXT. I don't know, but anyway. Anyway, that's Survivor Series. Hey, real quick, by the way, did you see the thing? So you know that Zelina Vega, formerly known as Thea Trinidad, has been released by WWE.
Mm-hmm.
This was due to her unwillingness, I guess, to take down her Twitch account and OnlyFans account and all that good stuff. Well, apparently this has finally caught the notice of the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes.
And the Screen Actors Guild the quote from their president saying that they may be looking into protecting pro wrestlers, since they are, in essence, performers.
I mean, that would be huge.
We'll see what happens.
But, the business is changing all the time, and this is probably a much overdue step that probably needs to be done. But
there's a lot of stuff to consider too.
True, but this isn't the first time that wrestling has tried to been unionized.
Right.
But we've seen what happened to those people that tried to unionize wrestling.
But now we're talking about a effort
large
from outside of the wrestling world in the screen in SAG.
Well, we know it's going to cost some people money, and there's going to be some possible. There's going to be some possible laws that won't be able to be broken and things like that, and there's going to have to be bargaining agreements and such. But I think it's a much needed change for the performer.
It's
and
possible.
I'll be interested to see how, if, and what will happen when we get there.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we will visit with the wife of The Undertaker. Michelle McCool will join us next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. By next, I mean tomorrow morning at 9:50 a.m. Central. It's interesting, and I got to find that. I know our friend John Alba from Spectrum Sports 360 in Tampa, Orlando, got the quote, as well as Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc. Let's see, John. Let's see if I can find his tweet. This just happened a couple days ago. Let's see if I can find him. By the way, did you see the pictures? I mentioned it on YouTube earlier. Did you see the pictures that Becky Lynch posted on Instagram?
No.
Oh,
something about baby bump though.
Oh, yeah, she looks radiant. She looks fantastic.
I mean, that's why Seth is getting put off of television for a little while.
Yes.
That means that the feud is over, at least for now.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he's still got. Yeah, it's the feud. Now it's him and Murphy. Don't call him Buddy. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, so this was a quote from Gabrielle Carteris. Excuse me. Sorry. Gabrielle Carteris, who is the president of the Screen Actors Guild. Quote, wrestling is as much about media as it is sports, and we are going to directly engage with members of this profession to help find ways for them to protect themselves as more people reinvest in unions and as more working people are harassed by employers who don't want to protect them. SAG-AFTRA is committed to doing what we can to help professional wrestlers secure the protections they deserve.
Yeah, I mean.
So now, and this won't be limited to just WWE.
No.
There's WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact.
No, I mean all wrestlers should be afforded protection and should be able to go get surgeries and go to the doctor when they need to. Obviously, I mean not like every company takes care of all these things. It's not like these guys don't have to pay out of pocket. I mean, especially like as a WWE wrestler, for those people that do that, I mean, like when there is no pandemic, you think about their travel schedule and the fact that they have to take care of all their own lodging and their own rides. And I'm like, I understand that it was just like a wrestling tradition back in the day to do those things because that's how the business was. But again, the business is always changing. And I think the American model is long overdue for a reshape, and it at least should look a little bit more like New Japan, where you get on the tour bus and they take you to where you need to be next, and they prepare your flights for you, and they take care of all that.
Absolutely, I absolutely.
I mean, if they're making the money that they're making with those big TV deals, I know not every company is doing it, but I mean the WWE at least.
That's true.
I'm sure that.
I mean, there are going to be obstacles. There are going to be things they have to consider, like, you talk about the upper echelon of say the talent in WWE, for instance, that make the big salaries, the Randy Ortons and Miz and those guys. What would something like this do to affect them?
Exactly. They might.
Are we also looking into? Would they have to start doing collective bargaining agreements like in the NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball?
Yes, you have to, because that goes through the players' union.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, I'm not sure if SAG would be the people that would go to bat for all these performers, or if it would have to be through a smaller union, so to speak, or they would have the wrestlers create their own union.
That's what it sounds like. SAG would help the wrestlers, form their own, Pro Wrestlers Association.
But like, I feel like we wouldn't even be talking about this if SAG didn't say anything about this, because like, because you need that muscle, the heavy power that they have behind their name,
right,
to facilitate any change.
Yeah.
At this moment.
Well, and this kind of got started with Andrew Yang, the former presidential candidate.
Oh yeah, because they talked about this on John Oliver's show like 2 years ago.
Probably going to be could be somewhere in Joe Biden's cabinet, or
could
at
be a
least
future president someday.
He's also mentioned this. He's a fan of pro wrestling, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out. So,
and of course, people that have the money might not want to have to spend this money, but I kind of feel that if it's going to improve life for the performer, I mean, we tune in for the performers, right? I mean, if WWE's if they didn't have the best talent, and for the most part they do, wouldn't be watching.
Yeah. I mean, it's because again, I don't watch the NFL because of Jerry Jones. I watch the NFL because of Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. And
so that brings up an interesting question. Are you one of these guys that like would have been fine if the USFL had like essentially all the NFL players in it? Like, it doesn't matter that they play for the Dallas Cowboys or for the Green Bay Packers. Because I've never been.
What do you mean? If they had all the NFL guys?
Because most people say, like, well, they won't watch anything else besides NFL football. But I feel a lot of the time, sometimes they're not talking about the players necessarily, but they're talking about the teams. Because there's other
It's a little like WWE and AEW. A lot of people don't want to give the new product a chance because the old product has been there, it's established, whatever. That's the same NFL. The USFL died. A good chunk of it was because of Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Who owned the Generals. But even after that, whether it's the Alliance of American Football or the XFL, whatever, it was a money thing. They just ran out of money. The AAF they were actually doing okay. As far as the competition, our friend Steve Foster, along with Jason Minix, called the games for the San Antonio, what do they call them? Commanders, I think.
Yeah.
Jason Minix from ESPN San Antonio. And they had some good talent. Garrett Gilbert was the Orlando Apollos.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like,
there was talent there. I think they were starting to gain a little bit of traction, and then the money fell out, and then it's kind of like, oh well, another secondary football league falls apart.
I guess more of like in the sense of like, oh, if all your NFL favorites were playing for a no-name league, would you still tune in? Because they're not playing for the Dallas Cowboys anymore. Like, Zeke Elliott wouldn't be playing for the Dallas Cowboys. He's playing for the Dallas Renegades.
I'm the wrong person to ask because I'll follow players.
Yeah, because see, some people won't. Some people are just like, oh no, they're not playing for the Cowboys. Who cares?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, the fact, what happens if, like, for some strange reason, all the great NFL players decide to make their own league because they want to have a better cut of the TV profits or something. Something that could happen at some point in time.
That's been something that has been talked about, and that's kind of this. That's kind of what AEW was running into. I think we're starting to see that chip away a little bit, but the simple fact that you have names in AEW that aren't as well known: Darby Allin, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, even those guys
that Kingston, all those guys.
that haven't been seen on the WWE platform, but we all know they're immensely talented.
Yeah,
it's just they're just not as known. Simple as that. So, I need to get my notes from Talk'N Shop A Mania too. I made notes.
Are you sure?
I tell you what, can you do me a favor? Because it would be hard for me to get around, and you're sitting there. Will you grab them for me?
Where are they?
They are. You see the far end of the couch There's a spiral pad with an orange pen on it.
I'm starting to be very wary of this.
Don't be wary. It's just my couch. I did watch Talk'N Shop A Mania. I mentioned it, before we started recording. Yeah, that one right there. Because it's also got my notes on Michelle's interview tomorrow. So, thank you. You're very kind. Let's see. Talk'N Shop A Mania notes. And I, again, get all the match results. But then again, it's,
Now, before you start, what's this?
Oh, yeah. I didn't got my book. So, I talked to Vinnie Berry, the author of Lance by Chance, Wrestling as a Von Erich. You can see the book there. So I got my copy. He sent me my copy, so thank you, Vinny.
Very cool.
I have not read it yet. I still need to read this and the Young Bucks book, which I think is...
And when are you supposed to find time to read all these books about wrestling
when
you're watching wrestling?
There's the Young Bucks book, which it went on sale today. I got an advance copy because, we're lucky like that. I am taking vacation in a couple weeks, heading up to the Arkansas, the home office in Mount Ida, Arkansas.
The one without Wi-Fi?
The one without Wi-Fi, so I'll probably be reading there.
You're like, that's what the books are for. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I do have satellite TV there, but...
even then it only gets 4 channels?
No, I get plenty. Believe me, we're good on that. I just can't make a phone call or access the internet.
Or find a Pizza Hut nearby. And you're like, actually...
I'm not sure where the nearest Pizza Hut would be.
When was the last time you had
Probably
Pizza Hut?
Hot Springs, I guess. Last time would be... It's been a few months.
I know, right? You want to know something weird?
What's that?
So I'm driving back from Nacogdoches, and I look over to the left. I think I'm like in Centerville or some small town, right? There was a Double Days food truck.
Oh, nice.
Like a Double Days food truck. Just a food truck. Just a legit food truck.
They were created in Bryan College Station, and you go kind of near there, so...
Yeah, but even then, just to find it in a food truck in a small city, it was just like, or a small town. It was just so random.
What was I going to say? I don't know. Oh, yeah, my go-to pizza place right now, it's called Pizza Paradise.
Pizza Paradise.
Yeah, there's one. The closest one to me is
off Metric.
Off Metric.
Yeah,
near Palmer.
Yeah, I passed by it.
Yeah, it's.
Is it pretty good?
I like it. I like it.
All right, I'll have to try it out.
Check that out, Pizza Paradise. Hey, Pizza Paradise, you want to sponsor us? Let's see. All right, so let's.
You need to take this part of the clip that we just said, and then you need to tweet him at him.
We'll do that.
Because you never know. Because, wrestling fans eat pizza.
Hey, boy, do we ever. All right, let's do...
what do you get from there?
What do you mean? Oh,
yeah, like what do you put on your pizza from there? Everybody has, like, their specialties. I'm not sure
I like their Supreme, which is, it's your garden variety Supreme pizza. Also, I'm a big meat lovers, they call it the meat eaters. So it's kind of like the same as Pizza Hut, pepperoni sausage, bacon... or Canadian bacon, hamburger, and something else, but it's really good. I think it has regular bacon on it too. All right, let's do this third segment.
Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through.
This is Shane Hurricane Helms, and you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. And if not, what's up with that?
Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the horn. Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons. We saw a lot of Shane Helms.
Yes, the past 2 weeks.
Yes. We saw him. Let's see. I know I saw him on. We saw him on Talk'N Shop A Mania too. Where else did we see him?
You saw him again. You saw him in Ultimate. You saw him in the Deletion.
That's right.
Sorry, I don't know.
The Elite Deletion match.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, because he was finally freed from that hostage situation from 2 years ago.
Exactly.
That's right.
See, it all came back full circle.
Yeah. We'll talk about Talk'N Shop A Mania 2 here in just a bit. At least my findings for independent wrestling this weekend were a little light, but we got one because I know they do it the third Friday of every month. So, Texoma Pro Wrestling presents November Rain this Friday at the Sherman Elks Lodge there in Sherman, just north of Dallas. Bell time 8 p.m. Will All Day will be there. The Lone Star Apocalypse, Adam Asher will be there. Charlie Haas will be there, and more. That's Texoma Pro Wrestling this Friday night in Sherman. That's the only card I got. But
when does SWF run?
SWE Fury?
Yes.
That is on December 12th.
Okay.
And they did announce our friend, Mark Henry, WWE Hall of Famer, World's Strongest Man, will be there. Kevin Sullivan will be there. Our friend Jax Dane. I think Jax is going to be on the show to promote SW Fury that week, so look forward to that.
Nice.
I may have to make my way up to Greenville for that one. So, let's talk about Talk'N Shop A Mania 2 first.
Are you sure? There's a reason why we've been putting this off, right? I mean, I just thought, man.
They called it. Now, I will say this, granted, I'm here by myself, but contrary to what the big LG recommended, I did not watch it pantsless. I did have a libation.
Okay,
two.
As long as you have a few beers, I mean that was a necessary.
But I wore shorts, so if you want to call that pantsless, sure.
I mean, it's like you got some air circulation going on,
I mean, you open it up with Chris Jericho reprising his role as Clint Bobsky from Southpaw.
That was great.
And of course, the wrestling detective Gregory Helms. That was fantastic. The cameos. I mean, you had
for real. The cameos were great.
You had not only Sammy Callahan, Madman Fulton, who's a really great guy.
Yeah.
Talked to him a few months ago. He's great, really good dude. Rhino, Tommy Dreamer, just incredible.
That was so random.
Did you like the?
We're softcore.
The softcore.
You're softcore. Oh,
Mark Jindrak.
Yeah, I was like, where
the spoof of Evolution. That was fantastic.
That was funny. That was really funny.
You had Robert Gibson without Ricky Morton.
Yeah.
So only one half of the Rock and Roll Express.
Talking about that Evolution, that really is Randy Orton's brother.
Yes.
Nathan.
Yes.
So that was super random.
And he was just like, It was hilarious. Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, Curtis Hughes.
Yeah. Virgil was there. Annie Cruz. Chris Van Vliet, our friend Chris Van Vliet, one of the best interviewers out there. Taya Valkyrie was there. JTG. By the way, congratulations, JTG.
Yeah.
The new VIP wrestling heavyweight champion. Taylor Williamson, comedian from America's Got Talent, was there. Gangrel.
Gangrel's in everything right now.
Gangrel, well, it's because he can still hang and bang.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy looks phenomenal.
You say it just like he says it. That's great.
Hey.
Still hanging and banging.
Hanging and banging. Ethan Page as Karate Man.
Yes, Ethan Page.
That was fantastic.
Bravo, Julian. Bravo.
Way to go.
Terrific work.
And then the Powers of Pain.
Yeah.
Warlord and Barbarian. And I know they still wrestle every now and again.
But still.
Just to see them.
It's like, who booked this thing, man?
And
who
then
made what calls here?
The thing that made me just, because, we don't, look, we think the world of Mustafa Ali and Donovan Dijak and Shane Thorne and Dio Madden.
Yeah, as individual talents.
And Mia Yim. But the Retribution kids. Retribution got booked better than Retribution.
Which is sad, but so funny.
It was hilarious. I mean, good Lord. I
mean, did you really think that the ball for a ball match... That's the stipulation I hadn't seen yet, so, I mean, give them credit.
I was just... You
needed to be like 4 beers in by that point to really, appreciate the art.
I think at that point, forget the beer. We're hitting the hard liquor.
But us talking about it doesn't do it justice because you have to think about all the bad camera angles And the poor transitions.
It's just,
I mean, man.
Roll Undershed, the spoof to Raw Underground.
Yes. Oh, man.
Hosted by friend of the show, Teddy Long.
Yes. Play it. Oh, man.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, it was Mike Knox playing.
Oh, he was
Triple H.
Noctista.
Yeah, or Batista. Yeah.
Yeah, Noctista.
And you had Nature Boy Paul Lee.
He was back.
You know. And did you hear the song, the theme song?
Yes.
Circumcision.
Yes, I did.
I mean, come on. This is just.
So.
It was just.
So all in all, was it worse than the first one? Did they set out and accomplish what they set out to do?
In the best possible way, yes.
Right? I was like, man, I didn't think they could make it any worse. They did.
The so-called Mexican death match between Chico El Luchador and Chavo Guerrero Jr. That was like Lucha Underground meets Mad TV.
Yeah, like how many times did you find yourself shaking your head in like disbelief, and you're just like putting your hands over your forehead, like, no, why, really?
Look, I mean, it was everything that someone that can appreciate fun. It's everything and more. So if you haven't, I urge you, get the replay on Fight TV or pay-per-view provider. And oh, by the way, I hope we get to Tucky soon, because they are quickly becoming three of my favorite guests. I'll say that. I love talking to them.
I know, but just a round of applause again for them again, because I mean, it was excellent. I was really impressed.
It was fantastic. It really was.
In the worst ways possible. Yes.
Yes. And by the way, congratulations to the Good Brothers.
Yeah.
Impact Wrestling Turning Point. They defeat the North. They are now the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
But that's what we forgot to mention about Talk'N Shop A Mania when what's his name came out, Scott D'Amore.
That's right.
And then it was like, give us work, give us a job. Everybody asking for work. Oh my God, that was so funny. But yes, congratulations on the new tag team. But I mean, Talk'N Shop A Mania, I think, is the high crowning point for them right now.
I believe so.
Wow.
I believe so. Plus, congratulations to Deonna Purrazzo defeating Su Yung, so she is now a 2-time Knockouts champion. That'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin the Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We are the official broadcast partner of the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, and we are part of the great lineup you hear every day on the flagship station for the Texas Longhorns and your radio home in Austin for the Dallas Cowboys. We are The Horn. Catch us Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Central on The Horn, or catch us anytime on demand by going to hornfm.com and click on the On-Air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast platform. Our thanks to Michelle McCool for joining us, and our thanks to you for giving us a little bit of your time tonight. For Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much, and we will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go. 9:49. All right. I wanted to make sure I let, because I don't think I'll get more than 10 minutes with Michelle, but just in case.
Oh, definitely. I just feel bad because I forgot to wish Carrie Silken happy belated birthday.
Absolutely. Yes, happy birthday, Carrie. I need to give him a call, but yes, Carrie Silken, one of our dearest friends, someone I treasure so much, who's been with us. Sorry, I had to readjust there. Old eyes. Who I've been lucky enough to see at least on a yearly basis. First year we haven't seen each other.
Yeah.
At some event, but Kerry listens to us too.
I know. That's why I'm just like, but Kerry, he's like the man in this business. I mean, he has so many stories. I was just gonna say you should go listen to his podcast.
Yes, Last Stop Penn Station. Him and Ian Riccaboni. Check that out. Some really, oh my God, you talk about some stories.
Yeah, just keep me busy on the road. That was
someone
nice.
else I want to get one of these days is Gary Jester, who is the director of operations for Ring of Honor. Before that, long time promoter in the Northeast area. He was the one responsible for a lot of those NWA and WCW cards in that Maryland, Boston, Baltimore area. And he talk about some stories. He's got stories. I wanted to get him one of these days. He's a great guy.
Did you catch that interview that Conrad did with Jim Herd?
I have not. I have not heard it yet. I haven't had a chance. Is it good?
I've heard people say, like, it's definitely worth going back to listen just because he has, it's the completely opposite view. And it's like you're getting it straight from the source.
Right. It's, we've heard the stories about Jim Herd and, the
how zany some of those decisions were going to be, but now you get to hear why.
So check that. Conrad Thompson, who's been on our show before. He does a great job with his stuff. We did not mention football this weekend on the Horn. Quick rundown. Friday night, Lake Travis takes on Aikens at Burger Center. That'll be at Friday night. Starts with Flex ATX with Snoop Daniel and the gang at 6:30 p.m. Pre-game 7:15, kickoff 7:30. Mark Koenig, Bucky Godbolt in the booth there at Burger Stadium. Myself on the sidelines. You can hear that on 104.9 FM. Saturday, the Texas Longhorns are traveling to Kansas to take on the Jayhawks. Things get started with Longhorn game day at 10:30 a.m. Chad Hastings, Bucky Godbolt will get you going. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. all across the Austin Radio Network. And then Sunday, Dallas travels to Minneapolis to take on the Vikings. Pregame 2:30, kickoff 3:25 p.m. on the Horn. And last I heard, Andy Dalton looks like he may be back in the seat at quarterback.
He doesn't need to play.
I think Garrett will be ready in case. So, what else? Did we miss anything? I don't think so.
When is MLW return? I know they've been strong on the Twitter. So.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, okay.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Major League Wrestling returns to the airwaves.
I saw that Kevin Von Erich was in a little promo.
Yes, because of the boys, because of Ross and Marshall, the current MLW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
So they've been doing these Pulp Fusion videos all since this pandemic started. So, Ross and Marshall and Kevin, they're on Kauai doing all these training videos, and Kevin will give his wisdom and just sends chills down my spine to watch them. They are just such great folks, and happy for MLW. I mean, they're a company that really has really tried. They haven't done anything. They're the last company to come back.
Yeah, I mean, ROH has the bubble,
Yeah.
So this is been a long time coming, but I think they've really built up some really good steam online to get prepared for this. And I know there's a lot of people excited. I mean, Hammerstone, just one of probably a guy that might not be in MLW for too long just because I think AEW, WWE is going to want this guy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the same thing with Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah. Oh, and Fatu.
Jacob Fatu, who
he's like the evolution of the Samoan style wrestler.
He is.
It's so crazy how good he is.
Well, and that's what I said back in September when we saw him. He dropped so much weight. He looks incredible.
Just new guy.
He's just great. Yeah, you want the best for all those guys. So it'll be fun to see that tomorrow night. It's tomorrow night on YouTube and Fubo Sports Network, and then Saturday on beIN Sports is the lineup, I think.
Hey, a TV deal's a TV deal.
So hey, check them out. It's good stuff, and hopefully, as things start getting better, we'll see them coming back to the great state of Texas soon.
So when is Baby D's retirement match?
Yeah. If those of you that are fans of independent wrestling, you know Baby D, who's a fan favorite all across the state of Texas and all throughout the Southwest, quite frankly. She's announced that she is stepping away from pro wrestling. Her retirement match, if I'm not mistaken, is at Mission Pro Wrestling's next card in December.
Yeah,
it's against Thunder Rosa.
She requested 2 people, Thunder Rosa, and I can't remember the last person she wanted to wrestle.
I know one of them's against Thunder Rosa, and I think that one's at Mission Pro Wrestling's December event.
For sure.
That'll be at Pinball's Kingdom in Buda.
I mean, she's just a really entertaining wrestler. I'm going to be sad to see her go. She's a really nice person.
She's an awesome person. Awesome person. We love to talk to her. Love to call her matches. Just a hell of a wrestler, hell of a person. So, we'll get her on and we'll talk to her as that time gets closer. There's a few good ones. By the way, speaking of local and independent wrestling, I got a Facebook message. Was it Sunday night from Biss?
Mm-hmm.
Just checking up and saying, hey, miss seeing you at shows. Hope you're ready when we get going. I said, yeah.
Nice.
So hopefully that means Inspire AD is coming back soon. Probably after the first of the year, and we'll see what happens.
Well, hopefully things by 2021 will be a little bit nicer. Wow, I still
Let's
can't
hope.
believe that it's been like this entire year. I'm just
Tomorrow will be 8 months since I started working from home.
I mean, I definitely haven't had as many games to call this year, but I mean, I never thought I'd be on ESPN either. So 2020 has been really strange. I mean, think about it. I was at a Specs during the summer, so I was just all like, it was just like...
It has been a weird year so far. And yes, I mean, yes, next week, the Christmas tree. I've already pulled out Freddie the Christmas Flamingo. He's out. So...
As long as we're not having... We don't have, like, a SGTW, like, Christmas theme.
No.
Yet.
No.
I'm assuming that you get somebody to kind of give you like the theme song and our theme song, the show theme song, like more of like a Jingle Bell style.
Oh, I did. I think I mixed that with some Jingle Bells for a video last year. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was me putting Jingle Bells to the Christmas to our intro music. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Next week's Thanksgiving.
Oh, the one thing that we didn't talk about, and it's a small thing, I guess, but like the WWE's troop show, right? They finally announced.
Tribute to the troops, yes. I got a press release about that. It's crazy that I actually got a press release.
That's pretty cool, though. We got a press release straight from the WWE. That's how you know we're important.
It was here. No, that's that one. Let's see. There we go. 18th annual Tribute to the Troops. It will air on Fox on Sunday, December 6th.
So a Sunday show.
It's a Sunday show.
Interesting. They don't usually do that.
So the way they're going to do it, it will come on. So apparently, I guess CBS has the doubleheader, the NFL doubleheader that day. So Fox will have their regional NFL games in the 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central time slot, and then the Tribute Troops will air after that.
That's a good lead-in for them. That's a real good lead-in for them.
It will take place inside the Thunderdome. It will include servicemen and women and their families from Marine Corps Air Station New River, Fort Hood, the Naval Aircraft Carrier USS John C. Stennis, Naval Air Station Fallon, and Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake.
Are those like in Florida?
I know. I mean, Fort Hood. We know where Fort Hood is. That's just north of us. As far as the rest of it, I don't know. But anyway, so that's Tribute to the Troops. It'll be on Sunday, December the 6th. So Make sure you mark your calendars for that.
Oh, you can't miss it. It's going to be right after an NFL football game again, and great lead-in, especially since a lot of the audience would carry over.
Let's see, December 6th. Just out of curiosity, what's the Cowboys looking like that day? Because they would likely be the game that day. Let's see. They are off that. They are the.
They're the Monday Night Football game that week.
No, they're the Sunday. They're the Thursday night. So December 3rd, Cowboys at Ravens.
Yeah, because it's usually right after Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
And
yeah, you
got
the
week.
Cowboys at Vikings coming up this Sunday. Washington comes to Dallas for Thanksgiving. They've got the late game, so that's 3:30, and then the Cowboys are at the Ravens the Thursday night. That starts that week. It'll be week 13 in the NFL. So no Cowboys game that Sunday because they're playing Thursday night. I think that's it. Like I said, the Michelle McCool interview, you can catch that hopefully tomorrow morning, 9:50 a.m. And you'll be able to hear that on the Horn tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central, or you can get it on the podcast, which will probably be uploaded tomorrow afternoon. So, you got anything this weekend? No?
Mm-mm.
Like I said, I've just got the Lake Travis and Aikens game. This will be the kind of the tune-up for the Battle of the Lakes.
Although you didn't tell me that the Rascals are not going to be in Impact anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mentioned it before. Yeah, you didn't see that. Rascals are leaving. Apparently their contract is up with Impact Wrestling. The rumor going around is they have a standing offer from WWE. We'll see if that's the case.
I mean, good for them if they do. Hopefully, they can make some big money.
We want them successful. We want them to buy us Whataburger.
I was gonna say and then they come back and get us Whataburger next time.
I still remember Desmond Xavier's face when he sat down had that Whataburger that night after Wrestle Circus. Oh my God, you would have thought he never seen anything like that in his life.
Whataburger is that does sound good right now.
Hey, that's my Friday tradition. After the game, stop at Whataburger, get a double meat and some fries, and come home and then watch High School Scoreboard Live with our friend Craig Way.
I mean, I would if it just wasn't so packed after a Friday night now.
It is packed.
Because you can't just go in anymore. You have to wait in line.
You have to do the drive-through. I'll do the mobile order while I'm sitting in drive-through.
Yeah.
That way, at least it's I just say, hey, order for stew.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too. But there's nothing worse than putting in the mobile order and then driving there and then just to see the long line and you're like, I've got to wait an extra 20 minutes for this.
Yeah. Ring of Honor, they've announced that their Final Battle pay-per-view is coming up. There it is. December 18th. So this will be their first pay-per-view since first live pay-per-view since Final Battle last year.
Yeah, I was going to say a whole year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because they were getting ready to do I guess that would have been the 18th anniversary pay-per-view when everything got shut down. So.
Oh, that's right. They were supposed to have a big show.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, little by little, we'll find out how this goes.
So, and then New Japan Pro Wrestling. We talked about the 3 matches they've announced so far for Wrestle Kingdom. By the way, did you see Tama Tonga got a haircut and shaved?
I know, right? So strange.
He looks like 20 years younger.
For real.
Just crazy. We got World Tag League going. Got Best Super Juniors going. I did not. Okay, well, I don't have anything really as far as Okay, here we go. World Tag League update. They've only had 2 nights, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's see. I always have to make sure I figure out. Tamatanga are 1-1. Yeah. Evil and Yujiro Takahashi are 2-0. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. are 2-0. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Inari 0-2. Fale and Chase Owens 0-2. Everybody else 1-1. So there you go. We'll see what happens. So we'll sign off for now, though. Thanks to everybody for joining us on the YouTube. On the YouTubes. Like I said, check out the interview tomorrow night with Michelle McCool as we get ready to bid a final farewell, at least for now, for The Undertaker. But for now, for Justin, I'm Stu. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you again very soon.